Welcome to Pop Stories. I'm your host, Dr. Ryan Sykes. Shout out to Terrence X. He dropped this album 2013. So, classic. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Pop Stories. So, here we go. Why Pop Stories? Why a podcast in the first place, right? Why a podcast? I don't know. Probably because I can't float, can't rap. Yeah, I don't know. Well, Pop Stories. This podcast isn't about politics. I know my hat probably threw you off, but you know, this podcast is not about the left. It's not about the right. It's not about Democrats, Republicans. Here at Pop Stories, we're trying to inspire and motivate. And we're going to do that. We're not going to talk about race, black, white. Sure, we're going to get into those things, but you know, we're going to focus on a specific population, and that is students that experience homelessness. We're not going to get into relationships, but what we will get into is how to foster those positive relationships with those students that experience homelessness. You know, when I first started this podcast, I told myself, I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to be who I am. And that's what you're going to get here. I'm going to have special guests on my podcast. I'm going to have those civil service workers that they put the work in. I'm going to get those teachers. I'm going to get those educators that's impact the world and change lives. I want those pop stories because that's what's important. Pop stories, perseverance, opportunity, and purpose. That's what we're aiming for. And the only way we're going to accomplish that is by being transparent. And that's what I plan to be here on my podcast. So we're going to dig into a few things. But more importantly, this podcast right here is to draw attention to my nonprofit, Pop Scholar, that was founded by me August 2024. And the mission is to support homeless high school students and invest in their careers after high school. But why? Why that specific population? Because that is what I can relate to. So we're going to get into my past and how I made it pop. How I persevered through my obstacles to create opportunities to ultimately find my purpose in life. You see, oftentimes we try and find that story, but we all have it. We all have a pop story. And what I've come to realize is that we've been obsessed with the result. We're here, Pop Stories. What we want to hear is the perseverance. And because you persevered, the opportunities that came, the opportunities that were manifest because of your perseverance that led to your purpose, purpose-driven life. So I hope that this is a refreshing podcast, because it is dedicated and it's going to support a population that often slip through the cracks. I'm McKinney-Vento students. And I'm going to focus on homeless high school students. My nonprofit focuses on that because I believe in high school, when you are experiencing homelessness, you know that the light is at the end of the tunnel. And what's that? A high school diploma. That's graduation. And here at Pop Scholar, if we can help them focus on that light at the end of the tunnel, we have successfully completed our mission. In addition to having guest educators that have made it pop, I'm also going to have some of my former students. Yeah. I'm going to have some of my former students on my podcast. I would like to get their perspective on how I was as either their teacher or their administrator. I believe that's important for me to get that feedback over the years. With this being my 14th year in education, wrapping it up, it's important for me to continue to grow. And I think that is one way that I can grow. So, I hope that I didn't disappoint. I hope that you can forgive me for the hat, but made you look. Make it pop. And you know, I'm going to make sure that I shed light on those who have impacted me in a positive way. And I'm also going to shed light on obstacles that didn't go in my favor. Not the end result. Not the Milk and Educator Award. Not Teachers of Promise. Those things are amazing. I wouldn't be here without them. However, how did I get to that point? And the guests that I have on, I'm going to talk to them. I'm curious to know, how did you get to this point? The success? Cool. But what about the perseverance? I believe those are the stories our students need to hear. Oftentimes students say, don't nobody understand us, or you don't know what I've been through. That is so not the case. Not here anyway. Not with Sykes. No way. So we could dig into it. And what I am also going to talk about is my new and up and coming book. It's a graphic novel, children's novel. It's Make It Pop. The story of perseverance, opportunity, and purpose. But that's a whole nother episode. In addition to that, I'm also working on another book for teenagers. So, but there'll be more to come on this podcast. I would love to give a special shout out to my wife Chelsea. Couldn't have done this without her. RJ, what's up? Love you. My brothers. Eric, not sure where you are, but I love you. Evan, Patrick Taylor, 300 Tri Alpha. Big shout out to anybody who has ever given me an opportunity to be where I'm at today. Hopewell Public Schools, Chesapeake Public Schools, Richmond City Public Schools, the Milken family, Wade Whitehead, Teachers of Promise, Stephanie Bishop for your support. Ma, Rita Viola, I love you. Great Bridge High School, Northview High School, Norfolk Public Schools, Petersburg Public Schools. Major shout outs to all the Oodles and Noodles kids. That's why you see the ramen noodles right here. And how can I forget Virginia State University? The Virginia State University, Hale State, in class of 2011, 2014, and 2024. Stand up. But yeah. Welcome to Pop Stories. Ready to get into it? Be ready for my next episode. It's coming out in about a week from this release date. But let's rock out. Let's see where this goes. My very first episode. Hope I didn't disappoint. But if you want to learn more about pop stories, how people persevere, take advantage of their opportunities that they manifested to find their purpose in life, this is the podcast you need to subscribe to right below. And please check out my website, www.popmentality.com, POPMENTALITY.com. Peace. Make it pop.